Next, we have our Fourier transformation for delta. And this delta is like an impulse here, very fast succession over here if you look over here. And now we're doing Fourier transformation. But the thing about delta is that we assume the area to be 1. And this is like just a property of delta. And you'll see why delta is so important later on when we do the Fourier transformation of a cosine. But for now, you're just going to have to trust me that it's important. Anyways, we see that the area equals 1. So when we do over here, when we have f of tx and we just do delta over here, now this is going to be interesting because delta is just 1 and the integral. So this gt, when if there's a function like this, only this portion will be shown with that times by 1. So basically, in this case, because it's just delta, we just have this over here as our g of t, which means this is what we do. This t0 equals 0 anyways, because there's no shift over here, so it equals 1. So we finally get just 1. Anyway, moving on, next thing we see is over here. This is a step function for Fourier transformation. Now, we have to start over here, where we show the time domain again. We have a time domain. And we realize that over here is 0. So again, if you're integrating, the area matters, and then there's no area in the 0. So we can just change the bound this to 0 to make things easier. And you just simply do that integral to get this format over here. Now notice this, we're going to do the Eudor-Laplace transformation, which is going to intrigue you a little bit. Because if you look at it, you're doing you already got into this form of 0. So basically, if you look at it, if you plug s to I omega, you get the frequency domain. And if you change this to s, you get the Laplace domain. So this is interesting. There's a relationship between these two because they're basically the same integrals, just difference over here. And that's interesting. It's going to be used in signal processing a few times to get to the frequency and the Laplace domain because in those cases, time at 0 starts everything a lot of the time. So, and just so you know,